My last day at Get Happy is Sunday, February 23, 2020. Uwu. Lindsay, before I begin my exit essay, don't complain about lack of notice, as you're my first employer to get notice. My first job at Walmart I gave zero notice, and at the kitchen the executive chef was a prick and fired me for something that was the fault of the food runner. With that out of the way, let's begin. Nicole, grab some Aspercream, as I'm dishing out the biggest butt third any human will ever face. Everyone else, grab some popcorn. The show is gonna get super juicy from here. To start off with, I will list my personal reasons for quitting. This email will be structured from most positive to least positive paragraphs to maximize reader engagement. Uncompetitive pay. Most jobs start regular associates off at $11 hour, while I'm receiving it as basically an assistant regional manager without the proper title. Screaming bratty children in NBC's play area, lack of benefits, lack of paid 15-minute breaks, and longer lunches as required by labor law, horrible quantity of hours, unsafe work environment. Lots of elements are not up to local codes, such as leaking triple sinks, cabinets and doors falling off, etc. Entitled customers screaming at me however they please. Incompetent upper management, severe lack of inventory. With the basic summary of reasons out of the way, let's dive into areas where I believe other associates can improve. Chris, don't talk on the phone so much when working. Customers have walked out because of this. Spell items correctly when splitting shipment. It confuses people who receive it when it's not spelled correctly when customers come in. Go for containers first. Tell them these are our happy containers. We never weigh them. You get 20% off for the rest of your life, and a free gourmet Belgian chocolate bar. Most customers will barely take anything if they go for a bag when you sample apples. Cut 2 apples at a time during peak traffic hours. Friday nights, all day Saturday, and before 4:30 p.m. Sunday. The apples stick to each other very easily and people will often grab more than one sample when they're in a rush. This will also cut back on trips behind the counter. When you cut apples, unless it's an incredibly messy flavor, cut them near the stickers, especially when you're alone. You won't be able to see or help customers with your back turned to them. Tess, don't take 6 pretzel breaks in a 7-hour shift. That many carbs is not good for you and it also takes away from customers getting help when you blow your nose. Go to the bathroom where you're far away from the candy. And don't use anything except paper products to get rid of the discharge. Use a glove when you take samples for yourself. You need to clean the store more. I keep finding it covered in dust and random bags of candy that customers rejected all over the place. Stop scratching every possible part of your body when you're at the kiosk. Taurine and Devante. You only need one person at a time when sampling. Cutting up apples and putting them on the sample plate is a one-person job. You don't need a second person to place the samples on the plate. No Snapchat or other non-work related apps while working. This one technically isn't your fault, but don't sit at the computer when all computer-related tasks are done. Inventory, etc. Tess was leading by poor example on this one. Annette and Jan. No complaints here. Keep up the great work. Nicole. You are the most egregiously incompetent person Lindsay could have promoted to replace Lindsay Russell. And here's why. You're quick and extremely happy to complain about lack of communication at Get Happy, which is fair. But you then expect every employee and leader to magically know how to do everything despite pointing out lack of communication by previous managers. Not once have I ever heard you utter a phrase of constructive criticism. Your criticism has been pure complaining and oftentimes berating for not doing a procedure correctly. You confused the ever-living duck out of Jason when you gave him delivery instructions on his first day. So you're not in a position to claim you have the best communication either. The easiest way for you to improve on all of this is to take a step back and ask, what is the problem? Why is it occurring? And HOV, can I fix it? Use a constructive mindset and be more patient with associates, and have a more positive attitude, even if you hate this job. And last, but most certainly not least, Lindsay, you need to start ordering more inventory, and don't pull the "but my sales are low" card. Customer do not care and will not care about lack of sales when you have 5 pounds of stale candy left in the entire store. If you're truly unwilling to order more to try to bounce sales back up, you might as well put up your store closing signs already. Don't leave your stores in disrepair. The missing cabinet latches at NBC and doors that are about to fall off at WDF I touched on in the opening paragraph create an unsafe work environment not only for your associates and leaders, but you. For work safety, treat employees as if they deserve the same safety as you. Order more Coke drinks from the Coke regional manager if you really want to keep the fridge, or purchase it from them if you haven't already. I have been visited by them at least 3 times in the past year about coming to pick up the fridge, and it's getting really annoying. Stop using your bare fingers to take samples when you're in town. While it is your candy, you're also ruining perfectly good inventory and making it unsellable by federal health and food safety laws, and only screwing yourself over in the process. Do something about the overheating light fixtures at NBC. I'm sick of cleaning out fat bloomed chocolate. Get rid of the ancient half-broken iPad Airs at WDF and get some 6th Gen 2018 0.7 inches iPads like the one at NBC to replace them, or better yet the faster 7th Gen 10.2 inches iPads. The one on POS 2 is ready to give up on life, and the one on POS 1 isn't much better. It's horribly laggy and infuriating to deal with when ringing up customers. If you plan to reuse the MacBook Pro from yours at another store, do a solid-state drive swap SSD. Then hold Command plus Option plus R to launch Internet Recovery and install the latest compatible version of Mac OS, making sure to format the drive as Mac OS X Journailed Extended Partition format. The one you had at yours is painfully and unusably slow and needs a solid-state drive as well as a RAM upgrade to become usable at another store. Please install at least 8 GB of RAM. Maximum that can be read by the system is 16 GB. You need to send Gorilla Glue to NBC to reattach the glove dispenser. You need to throw your current time clock SOP out the window and start over completely from scratch. I sent a copy to my sister's boyfriend who just graduated law school, and your policy is absolutely not legal. The fact that you don't provide sick days and expect sick people to come into work if they can't find coverage, which finding their own coverage is not how any other job works, is disgusting, because the candy will get full of germs and customers will get sick. You need to increase the rate of pay for your employees or slash your prices. $16 pound for half-stale Albanese bears is why people don't want to shop here anymore. You need to diversify your product catalog more. Ordering a few chocolates and 2 kinds of sour balls every time you get Albanese is why your shelves look like crippling depression. Listen to your employees and leaders more when they tell you something about their store needs to get fixed. You need to keep extra candy on hand at all times for when existing product goes stale or fat blooms. Forcing us to sell through 2-month-old stale gummy bears is torture. You need to bring Lindsay Russell back and fire Nicole. Lindsay Russell would never have let your stores close or fall into the state of disrepair they're in now. You need to dump AT&T and set them on fire. The fact that they supplied you with a router that would have monthly outages is unacceptable, and you need to stop giving them your money. You need to start using the standard 59-cent per mile reimbursement rate for employees who use their own personal vehicles for doing the bank or taking shipment between local stores. Paying them $10 or $11 hour for their time in the car is the most lousy form of personal vehicle reimbursement rate I have ever heard of. Stop making people clock out to use the bathroom. You need to order completely new bins for all 3 of your stores. Even the ones you pulled from MF will chip my fingernails and turn them into serrated knives during normal usage. These are not safe for customers to purchase from if you genuinely care about getting enough cash flow. You need to open more stores. Northbrook Small Owner Group Brookfield Retail Properties bought Lolly and Pops out of bankruptcy and can easily plop one of them down here at any time. So you need to diversify your locations away from Brookfield malls. You need a customer rewards structure. Other candy stores like Lolly and Pops have points programs that have given customers 2 giant free mason jars of candy on some occasions. You need to replace the MacBook at NBC. This 4 GB 3rd Gen i5 monstrosity is painfully slow to use even for the most vanilla of tasks. We need it for after I quit. Give Mandy my position. She's the only one with similar availability, experience, and store preference to me. You need to cut out the shenanigans of giving NBC 2 pounds of stuff. I say we need 2 bags or an entire case of, and then letting the whole store be left with no product or multiple bins of stale product. Which, by the way, a former employee was just here today and complained about all the Albanese bears being rock hard except for 12 flavor and strawberry bears. You should in general just go back to business school. With all the above points, it's clear you have zero idea of how to run a business now. With all of that out of the way, here's who is allowed to contact me after 2/23 and for what. Nicole. After I quit, never ever speak to me again. You need to seriously take a step back and look at yourself in the mirror, and evaluate your character. When I say you don't deserve your position, I mean it. Lindsay. After 2/23, you may contact me in regards to any final payroll matters, and sale of technology equipment, iPads, MacBooks, iPods, and other electronic devices you no longer need at Get Happy, and other matters related to my exit from Get Happy. You may not contact me for personal matters. Tess. Do not contact me after 2/23. I have nothing relevant to say to you and do not wish to hear about your 600th convention you attended in the past 2 years or the latest tattoo trends people are following or what you did with your boyfriend on your most recent date at Woodfield Mall. All former Get Happy managers, X, Heather, Anna, Lindsay Russell, etc. Feel free to contact me at any time. Get Happy WI Sales Associates. I'm not sure why you would want to contact me after I quit, but if you feel it's necessary or you want to go ahead, I don't mind. Get Happy IL Sales Associates. The same applies to what I said with the WI Associates. As long as you didn't make me do the work of 3 people on a specific Saturday in question, then go ahead. Lindsay, here are prices I am willing to pay for old Get Happy electronics you no longer need. iPods, $5 if screen is cracked, $10 20 inches if screen is not cracked, will only purchase if it is still 100% functional. iPads, iPad Air first generation, WDF ORS type, $20. iPad 9.7 inches 2018, NBC type, $80. MFMTC iPads. Please send pictures and model of iPad prior to determining a price, will only purchase if factory reset prior to sale and original charger and functional. Undamaged lightning cable are included. MacBooks. ORS MacBook Pro, $20. NBC MacBook Air, $30. WDF MacBook Air, $45. All other MacBooks. Please email me the technical specifications and any issues with them, and I will determine my price later. Audio receiver. WDF audio receiver. Current unit, $5. The unit has overheating issues which severely limits its value. Samsung Smart TVs. ORS TV, $15. NBC TVs, $5 each. WDF TV, $25. MFTV or MTC TV. Please send multiple pictures showing its cosmetic condition, functionality, and other conditions needed to determine sale and price. Please include wall mounts and remotes and original stand when completing the sale. All prices firm. Due to upcoming school projects, I will not be joining the 9:30 Friday manager conference call or doing the bank on Friday either. With all of this out of the way, thanks for reading and have fun with the liquid